This seems like the real deal. Like what I've been looking for the last 7 years.
Hi, Derek. Nice to see you.
You as well, Martha, as always.
This has been quite a journey for you. You came to this, how long ago?
2 months to be exact.
And you've seen lots of differences. So do you want to say something about what it was like before you started? How were you beforehand?
Wow, what a journey it has been. I mean, I guess we can take it back to 7 years ago when I first heard about Buteyko. It was when I was in college and I came across it because as a sports science major, I was trying to find different modalities that will make me a top-notch trainer, whether pertaining to breathing, conditioning, strength training. I came across Buteyko and I tried to do it on my own. Before I told people about it, I tried to see the benefits for myself. This was 7 years ago, though. And throughout the last 6 years before I found you guys, I always tried to do it on my own. So I was mouth taping, I was breathing through my nose during my workouts, and I was trying to do some cookie cutter version of breath holding. I don't know. But this was what I was finding on the internet. I would read this Buteyko teacher who says, hold your breath as long as possible. I would find this teacher that would say, oh, 5 second mini breath holds. So I was trying to do it on my own, but I would never see the results that what was being relayed. My rhinitis, I would still have it. Lack of energy. I'm not going to say I had chronic fatigue or anything, but I would take multiple naps a day. I could sleep 8 hours. I could sleep 6 hours. It didn't matter. I would need to take multiple naps. I'm 29 years old, about to turn 30 in a couple of days. And I would think, why am I always this tired? Like, I'm doing this breathing practice, breathing through my nose, right? Is it me? Like, am I just a one off? But then I came across you guys. The talk you gave at the Nutri Center, I had watched that a couple times over the years. Then I watched it again, and then I seen all these testimonies. I'm a testimony guy. I just watched Daniel's testimony before this, and I'm like, whoa, like, this seems like the real deal. Like what I've been looking for the last 7 years, I think I found the truth. And so I contacted you. We did the consultation, and the rest has been history. You know, like not to be arrogant, but I feel like the man. Good, I feel good.
Oh, so when you say
Yeah.
you feel good, why is that? What are the changes?
As far as my nose, like I tried everything. When they call it rhinitis, that really resonates with me because when I was having those attacks, I would feel like a rhinoceros, just profusely. Like if I had a superpower, it would be like a mucus slide. I know that's super nasty and gross, but that's how bad it was. My nose would run profusely, and there would be nothing I could do to stop those attacks. No matter what breath holds or whatever else I found on the internet, acupressure, I did that a lot. Nothing can give me that relief. But after the first week speaking with you, and the beginner workshop was about a week later after we met, I'll probably say within 3 weeks that was gone. The rhinitis was gone. So after that, I was like, okay, how far can I take this thing? Because not only was my nose issue gone, but other things were starting to change. Things that I didn't know about before, like how tight my traps were or my lack of focus. Things just started to like come forefront and then go away. They've been there. I just wasn't aware of it. That's life with a 17-second control pause. You're just suffering. You're just suffering and not knowing it, but you're just going with the motions. Yeah, my nose issue is gone. That's a miracle to me. I don't want to get into too much detail how I got it. I'll just say I was partying a lot. but it's gone.
So your nose is clear and it's open and you can breathe easily. That's the main thing.
Yeah.
And your concentration's improved. What about
Yep.
relaxation?
Relaxation, it's improved. It's improved, but it's a weird phenomena because I have more energy now. I express myself more, I guess. I'm more spontaneous. So like I guess I am relaxed, not reserved. I'm not reserved. I'm more spontaneous, and that's yielded like more deeper social interactions, which is awesome. You know, I'm relating to individuals more, strangers. I could just strike a conversation with them, which is weird though, because people would say I've always been like a social person, but internally, I just don't care. It's like this sense of uh, whatever you got to say, it's okay. Like I'm gonna say what I feel though. I'm relaxed though. I feel good. I feel relaxed in my body, and I feel great in every respect.
Would it be true to say that you feel less concerned about what other people think of you?
Yeah, and that was a hindrance. That was a hindrance in my life because if I had a suggestion for something that I know would be better for the situation, I might reserve myself and be like, what is somebody gonna think? What's the group gonna think about my choice? But now I put it out there, and most of the time it could benefit the whole group. I think some of those choices and suggestions too come from a more higher CO2 type of mindset. Your thoughts are clear, you know, things like this. It's a trip. This whole Buteyko thing, it's like metaphysical to me, and how it can affect not just the physical, but like almost your environment. It's amazing. And that gives me the push to want to keep going, see how far I can take this.
So what's your control pause now, would you say, first thing in the morning on average?
31.
Mm-hmm.
When we did our first meet, our first consultation, it was at 17. But the morning after I checked it, it was 14, like for a couple days,
Mm-hmm.
which is like solid because I was a 14. My nose was congested. But at a 31, life is different.
Do you notice a difference between control pause of 31 and control pause of 28?
Yeah, I do. I do. It's a couple seconds off, but it's a big difference at the same time. At 28, you still hold on to things that you did when you were 20, 25. It's almost like you had to conform to your older attitude so you didn't offend people.
Well, that's interesting because it's the cutoff is 30. And when you go above 30, you've got enough oxygen to think logically. And when you go below 30, control pause 30, you go back into fight flight mode of thinking, which is the kind of thinking that we have when we have not enough oxygen. What I call it is sort of econo drive. The brain's running on a sort of economy level because there's not enough oxygen to think things through. So you're no longer logical. You're thinking fight, flight, emergency.
Yeah. Yeah. Fight, flight for sure.
What about your quality of sleep?
One of my college theses, I wrote it about dreams. Since I've started doing this practice, yeah, I've slept less. Like many of the testimonies, I've slept less. I have more energy. But one thing for me, I always wanted to recall my dreams. I'm sure this might be a first one for you. When I'm going to sleep, I'm not really too tired. So I guess my mind's still awake to some extent. But it's like, okay, I have to be in work by 5 hours. I guess I'm gonna go to sleep now just in case. But I don't need to. So my mind will still be awake and I'll recall my dreams more. So when it comes to doing this practice for the last 2 months, that's one thing I found really fascinating about the practice when it comes to the sleep. If someone sleeps 6 hours out of 24, that's a quarter of your day. I would actually want to make the most out of that sleep and at least remember my dreams. But this is coming from someone who did research on dreams and wrote my thesis about it. I know not everybody's like into that.
But
Your
you
dreams
found
could
it
tell you.
easier to recall your dreams.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, I recall my dream.